I know your story really well, Mark, and the suffering and the abuse that you went through. I know Jennifer had to be a huge support through all of the recovery and raising a family. So tell us, Jennifer, what was it like supporting him in that way?
I think we just live life, and I think I'm a nurturer, so I think I help in that way. But God had already done a huge amount of healing before we were together because he's 7 years older than me. And I think when you're healed emotionally or from other things, traumas that have happened to you, you still have scars. That doesn't mean you're not healed. It just means that there's scar tissue there. And so we had to walk through that.
Amen.
I
Amen.
think that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, you know what? You don't know what you don't know. So of course, a lot of my trauma and hurts, pains, wounds, I brought to the altar. I dealt with my counselor, coaches, pastors, and friends. But I was never married. I never had that closeness of a wife, the intimacy of a marriage, that connection that you have. So I didn't know what I was going to carry in there because I didn't know what marriage was like. And I didn't know how to prepare myself or warn her. We just kind of grew into this marriage together. We both brought our baggage in. My baggage was obviously loud and big, but we both carried our pain as people do. And what we learned is we had to go to the altar of God. We had to go and lay our marriage down, our hopes down, our family down. We laid all those moments. And it didn't mean that it was always easy. There were moments of tears and prayers and challenges and trials and blessings, but we learned to trust the Lord.
Because we had to communicate. We had to have some frank conversations about things. And where I expressed where I was hurt in our relationship in the beginning. And then that left its own scars. Not that I was hurt because he did something wrong, just the pain of going through feeling like I had done something wrong because I happened to touch one of his scars where it brought pain to him. So we've had to deal with things by communicating and working through things, and God has the victory.
Amen.